a chamber together. We were in a chamber together, and Jessica runs a company with her husband that does tax resolution. And she's the person, I have to tell you, everybody wants to know her, but you never want to have to use her. But if you need to use somebody with tax resolution, we've got the perfect person for you. Now, one of the things about her too is she has a giver's heart. She works very closely with a Hispanic um, Kiwanis Club, and we give back to schools and needy kids. Like we did Operation Backpack, where we gave out backpacks to needy kids. And she's the person, if you need to have your tax, if you get in a problem with the IRS, you want to reach out to Jessica. Or if you need a tax attorney, she's a great person to help you dispute taxes. So, Jessica, do you want to add anything? I'm so glad you're here, and welcome to our meeting today.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Yes, I would definitely add some more. Yes, my name is Jessica. My company is named U.S. Tax Resolution. We're a very small firm here in Houston, Texas. We have a tax attorney on staff. His name is Adam Elrod. He's been a tax attorney for about 25 years, and he specializes with everything that has to do with IRS. I know those little words are scary, but having a tax attorney represent you with the IRS, I promise you, is the best thing you can do, because if you go at it alone, you know it's impossible for you to even get the call through, right? So we go back, we have a back number where we can call. My tax attorney can get a hold of the revenue officer, and pretty much help with any kind of problem, a bank levy, wage garnishments. If there's a big balance, my tax attorney can negotiate that balance as low as $500, as long as you're broke, right? As long as you have no money to pay that money back, which that's a lot of situations nowadays. So we've been doing it. We've been having this business since 2022. We've been doing this business with another company for 2000 since 2011. So we have a lot of experience in the company. We just opened our own company in 2022, and it's been going great. We specialize in 5 to 10 years missing returns. A lot of people just don't want to file, and we get them
Wow.
up to date to filing. We get all the information from the IRS. We get all their 1099s informations, W-2, so we can get them in compliance with the IRS. That's the main thing, is to get them a resolution with the IRS, meaning payment plan at the end after we do all the returns, or some negotiations with the IRS if they just can't afford the debt. So we figure out how to get rid of penalties and interest as well for them. And we are nationwide, so we're able to do that on all 50 states. So that's a little bit about what my company is with U.S. Tax Resolution.
Okay, so why don't you do this too? You can put it in the chat. Put in your contact information. That
Okay.
way, that way I can copy and paste it. And this is we're streaming on YouTube and of course Facebook, my favorite platform. Um, and James just joined us. James, you're on mute, my friend. And no, he's not. I know you're no stranger to technology. So, James, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of follow you on Facebook. And I know James through Tom Hopkins Primerica days.
Great.
I believe that I met you in New Jersey originally,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then I saw you in Las Vegas at a Randy Gage event.
That was my first event. Yeah.
Yeah. And a whirlwind tour for you. And now, are you should be married if you're not married.
I should be married because I'm not married, but yes, we are together for 4 years. So yeah.
I know I follow you guys on Facebook, and your significant other is a legend kind of in the industry,
Yep.
right? Kind of tell us a little bit about you and what's going on, and past what I just kind of shared. And I know you're not with Primerica anymore,
Yeah.
but kind of go what you're up to.
Well, I love the name of your podcast. I love that Legacy Leaders podcast. That personifies the Packard family. I think, got two Packards on here. I don't know where the other one. He's probably running around somewhere. But you guys personify creating a legacy type family, and now you're passing it on to your kids, Jeff. And watching that is pretty amazing to see that legacy passing on. And I've been a part of been a part of it and watched it, for the last decade or so. So it's been pretty amazing to watch that. But yeah, I've been in the direct sales network marketing space for over 20 years. Jeff and I bumped into each other 20 years ago, somewhere in that time period.
Oh,
And
wow.
just been a while. Yeah, it's crazy how time flies. And been very successful, earned millions of dollars, had a blast in this industry. And I've really found my foothold in building systems. So building online systems, funnels, just onboarding systems and everything they call me the simplify guy. So I'm always looking to how do I make it simple for people to understand how to grow a business online in, the network marketing space. And so we've developed systems right now. We're with a company for the last year, almost a year, been about 9 months, and we have about 10,000 people in our group in that time period. So it's been a lot of fun being in this industry, and now our focus really is building systems and making it so no matter what business someone's in, creating that funnel. And I had a marketing agency for a few years, but now we really just focus on creating the systems. And we have a lot of as soon as I came on and heard tax advice, I was like, oh, I know people that need that. So whether it's myself or other people in this industry, one of the things about network marketers and direct sales is we might be able to make a lot of money, don't tend to keep a lot of money, or want to give a lot of money to the government either. So we're kind of in the middle there. Hopefully the government's not listening to this one. But that's a good thing to have on hand. And so I'm just happy to be here, explore what this is going to be, and how I can add value and how I can learn from everyone else here.
Oh, James,
Awesome.
I have a question for you. What's the name
Yeah.
of the company that you work for now?
We're with a company called Partner Co. That has a whole interesting story to it, but that's the name of the company. Yeah.
Yeah, I followed you on Facebook as well. You and your beautiful wife,
Yeah.
or not wife, I guess it's fiance, right?
Significant other.
Whatever.
How about that?
Significant other. Yeah, God.
Better three quarters. Better
I
three
hope
quarters.
I hope she sees this.
Yes.
So welcome. Anyway,
Thank
and
you.
my guest just joined us. I think you're not in front of your computer, Brett. I can tell you that, right?
No, I'm just on my phone. Sorry.
Okay, no problem whatsoever. Everybody's kind of introducing themselves. I was going to do it for you, but I think I'll let you do it then.
Okay. You'd probably
All
do a
right.
better job though, Jim. Yeah. Nice to meet everyone. I'm Brett Yerpe, a retired American Express employee, did network marketing off and on for about 45 years. Got to know Jim really well. And he was mentioning the group starting up. So I said, yeah, I'd love to listen in and see if I could be of help and mostly learn some stuff. So that's me, pretty much.
Well, you're also, I think you have an interesting background. You used to be a plumber.
I
right?
did. Yes.
And then
I
you
was a
went to
plumber.
American Express for 28 years.
28 years. Yep.
And I know that you and I were in a network marketing company. I can't even, was it Trinited? Was that the name of it?
Yep. Trinited.
And you kind of ran the whole show for Arizona and really took charge, which is, I mean, you're a tremendous worker. I don't think we're on the same team, but we just developed a friendship. And
We did. We used to say that was the best thing that came out of Trinited was our friendship.
yeah,
So.
absolutely. So that's Brett's introduction, and you'll probably never see his face because he's always working. He's always on the go someplace.
Amen to that. Got to quit
So-
doing that so much.
So Brett, what do you do now? Did I miss that? Or
Well, right
you're
now I'm working with a company called Truly Essential. I just started with them back in networking again. For the past 5 years, I had started a recycling company, recycling automotive bumpers, and we were regrinding the plastic and reselling it to a company called WeatherTech. I'm sure you've all heard of WeatherTech.
Yeah.
And then the plastic market fell out. I couldn't get any funding from the government after a zillion tries. And so I decided that I wasn't going to go into debt to make it all worthwhile. And so I just set it aside and closed it out. And now I'm cleaning swimming pools for extra money and building networking again. So.
Gotcha. Right. All right. So so it sounds like everybody has a business that they're working on. And James, are you actively building with your wife, or are you just building systems for people like us, or both?
Actively building and really focusing on the systems that we have for our company. So I do a lot of corporate consulting as well. So I do systems outside of it, but mainly focused on building our network now. And we're global, so we're in 60 countries. So it's interesting to manage a global company with 60 markets and all the different things that come with that. So yeah, definitely actively building.
Gotcha. And so if you were to help someone out, someone like any one of us on this call with a funnel, what do they do? Do they do a consultation with you and just kind of you ask 1,000 questions and kind of go from there?
Yeah, a lot of the things I do now are more because I have a branding agency that sits on a multi-billion-dollar platform. And so I really look at somebody what they need in order to make their systems, whether that's websites, funnels, onboarding, whatnot. And we kind of do more consulting on that side of things. I still do build systems and build things, but I kind of more outsource that. I do more consulting on the scope of it and how to build that out, depending on what the needs are.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'll drop my
All right.
website in there too.
Yeah, do that. A real quick story, personal story for Jessica. I did, like James said in the beginning, we did pretty well building company, and I owed, I spent all my money, okay, and then I owed the government money, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but interest is daily, whatever you owe the IRS, and it sucks. And I'm sure some people that are listening, they're like, man, I'm going through that right now. So I would encourage you to reach. I mean, so Jessica, I owed money. Could I have gone to you and said, is there any, I mean, I took care of it, but is there anything that you could do to owe less? Or Jeff, you earn this, you owe that.
Yes. So part of the resolution that we have to do is, of course, prove to the IRS that you as a client cannot pay them back, right? So that's when the negotiation documents come in place, which means I have to get a hold of what you make for the month. I need to know what your monthly expenses, and we pretty much show the IRS that you have no money left. So as long as you have no money left over,
That's
we can
crazy.
approve you for an offer. So IRS doesn't like tax attorneys because tax attorneys know the law. And that's what we can go in there and do, pretty much negotiate that debt. I mean, I've had clients 500,000, 750,000, all the way down to 500, because today you're
That's
broke,
amazing.
you can definitely write it off. If you're broke today, you have no assets, it can be done. A lot of people have used all that assets to live right now, right? If you got laid off, you've been living off of your savings, and those savings could only
Right.
last so long. But that's what we come into place. Now, if you have assets, even if that debt goes down to whatever we can, it's still better than what you owe, because penalties and interest is very, very, very high daily. Now, if you don't file, I don't know if people know, but if you don't file, the IRS will file for you. Now, if that happens, that means that we have to even fight worse for you, because we have to fight that tax return that they filed does not happen, right? And then we have to file the correct one for you. Now, that's where we can come in place. Now, if you have a meeting with the IRS, my tax attorney will go in place of you having to go as well, because we
Well,
have power of attorney for you.
what a great asset to have in your corner, Willie. I mean, seriously, what a great, because not everybody, I mean, James, you can probably attest to this. I mean, we don't want to talk to people like you, right? Because that means we're in trouble. I mean, so that, I mean, you're such a blessing to, have in someone's network and to make the decision and go forward with this type of business. I mean, I hope I put in your link. Hopefully, it did get posted to the channels, but if it didn't, I'll make sure it does. So
Thank you. I
awesome.
appreciate it.
You're welcome. So
Well, now, Jeff, you were able to pay back what you owed. So
yeah, and then some. But
yeah,
but
so
you know,
you wouldn't
I
need
got off.
Jessica.
All
You
right,
couldn't have used her.
like Tom Hopkins says, get off your anatomy. And I actually went knocking doors selling solar door to door. And I was able to repay it. You know, have a good Christmas, put a down payment on a house, but you know, all the other stuff too. So, but I worked my ass off to get it done. And sometimes that's what it takes. I mean, you know, you just have to you know, God puts you in different situations, and maybe it's a test. So, I mean, but I know that some people, like you're just saying, 500,000, I didn't know 500, I didn't know that much. You know, you know, but it was a lot for me, right? And but I can imagine that, you know, once your money dries up, once that pipeline dries up, you know, what do? You're scared, and you're scared to death because you don't want to go to jail. You know, you don't want to pay interest on a day on 500,000. That would suck. So yeah. So anyway,
And people don't know the IRS can put you in jail. They can go
yeah,
at your bank account and tell your
and freeze
bank,
it.
give me all your money, freeze it. Yeah. They
Yeah,
can go
I've heard that.
here and say, stop paying them. They can do it all. They can do it all.
Awesome.
I used to play for the softball team for the IRS, so I have a nice in. But that was years ago.
You know, I still use the TaxBot app. They now got transferred to Hurdle. And Sandy, correct, James, you probably know more. Sandy Botkin, which was he an attorney for the IRS, or what was his deal that started that company?
Yeah, he was.
Something like that.
Yeah, then he sold it off to Hurdler, and now Hurdler is making more of it like an asset for companies and business owners to come into. But now I think there was like 4 companies that actually merged into one, TaxBot being one, Hurdler, and there was 2 others they acquisitioned, and now it's all in one place.
Yeah,
You
I use Hurdle.
can actually go white label Hurdler now. You can go to them and they'll
Really?
white label for your company. It's funny because I was an executive at a company for 9 months, and I went down the whole white label route with them. And you can white label Hurdler to your own company and have it as an add-on for employees, or like a network marketing company if they wanted to add it on as a benefit, or even to sell it, they can do that too. So I ended up leaving that company, so we never finished the deal. But it is possible to white label that too. It's a pretty cool program.
It's a great product because basically anytime that you drive your car over 15 miles per hour, it starts tracking your mileage and where you're going, and you can label it personal or business. Plus, it links to your bank accounts. You know, so basically, it knows what you're spending where, so you don't have to take photos of receipts. Plus, there's a feature that says share with your accountant. It gives profit and loss statements, all the statements that they need. And all I do is just click a button, and he has access. He downloads everything so clean. But this is from a learning experience, right, Jessica? Like, this is where I screwed up. Like, I didn't track crap, and all of a sudden, like, you know, it's like the LLC stuff. James, I don't know if you heard about that, but our Warren, which got referred to us from Jordan Adler, Terrell and Associates, he basically has a link. If they have a corporation, they have to file it with the crime division of the government. And if they don't, it's a $500 a day starting January 1st.
Wow.
And
Yeah, I just hooked up with Jordan. Jordan's actually going to be on one of our team calls next week, and he hooked me up with his whole financial firm. I'm like, I just need help. He's like, here you go. You talk to him. So
let's see here, the website. So it's thedeathofprivacy.com.
wow.
And he has a 13-minute video, and he has the links. So my attorney said, listen, we'll do it for you for $600. Warren says, I wouldn't pay $20. It'll take you 8 minutes. But you don't want to mess it up either, right? So, but he's like, just follow the steps. And I asked a bunch of questions. He's like, Jeff, did you read it? And I said, no. He goes, Jeff, read it. And again, it's the deathofprivacy.com.
Wow.
And it's going to be, and if you have a corporation, basically, the foreign governments said the problem is not us. The problem is the United States with so many people having corporations and LLCs. We don't know who owns these companies. So basically they're tracking everything now. And anyway, so I hope this helps someone. I hope there's someone's listening because, and again, I don't know if they're going to give you a grace period. They probably will, but you know, why would you screw that up? It's just like, no way, Jose. I'm not paying $500 a day.
Brett, have you heard of that?
He's on mute.
Brett?
So
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I have heard of that. In fact, was trying to close out my LLC for my recycling business here shortly. The only reason I kept it open was because I have some people that owe me money and I wanted to keep it open till I got paid. So, but I have heard of that, and so it's kind of scary, that's for sure.
I can't imagine that every LLC in the country has heard of this.
no, and you know what Warren said? It's not your accountant's job. It's a gray area, and it's not your. It's more of your attorney's job to let you know. So
That's who let
I don't
me
know.
know. I had a big
Yep.
fight with the IRS. I heard you guys talking about that, and it was a nightmare. I was one of the tax returns that they lost their return on in 2019.
Yeah.
And I have an ace in a hole. My brother-in-law was the deputy director for the IRS for the CID division in the Bush and the Obama administration, but he retired. So it's like, oh, you're no help now. But it used to help me a lot, especially when I was in network marketing and in the Amway business. It helped me tremendously stay out of trouble. So
Was
it
that
helps
an
to have a
e-file?
family
Was that
member.
an e-file return?
What's that?
Was that an e-file return?
No, they had me doing regular filing returns because I had to have a special code because someone had filed on 2 years under a false identification and they were filing for tax returns under my social security number.
Hmm.
It was just a big nightmare. But
Yeah.
this last year was the first year I've done an e-return. They said to go ahead and do e-returns now. You know, if you're dealing with the IRS, nobody there knows anything for one. You wait for hours to talk to somebody. And then when you do get somebody, they can't really help you. So I finally got a tax attorney to do all the stuff and finally getting some results.
Good.
Hopefully I'll get my money back. Hopefully.
And if you
Hopefully,
don't, reach out to Jessica.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely will.
And
Definitely.
James has got to hop off. James, you're moving. Are you staying in Texas or what's
Oh,
going
yeah,
on?
in Texas. We're moving 20 minutes away, so it's like I'd rather move like to a different state or country because it takes the same amount of effort to do that to move 20 minutes as it does like a state away. So it's like gonna pick it all up and bring it over. So as you can see, everything's bare behind me, ready all packed.
So James, real quickly, how can you help somebody like one of us that happen to be in network marketing? Can you build us funnels for that, or?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's consulting on because I'm building some courses now that are going to be really simple, short courses that people can go through that are extremely affordable. Because I have people ask me all the time, how do I do this? How do I do that? And the challenge always is, you know, everyone's focus is on what they're focusing on, right? And so I've been creating some things that you could do, like, you know, get for like $30 and just go through a course and go through that process because over the years we've really created a process. And it doesn't really matter what company, product, comp plan, it doesn't really matter what somebody's doing. You know, it really is the same process to create it. And now I've got like numbers to show for it and a 20% conversion rate and all these different things. So it'd probably I put my website in there with some type of consulting of just like, hey, what are you looking to do? And how do you take that next step to build something? And then the platform that I use, you can do it all inside the platform done for you. And you can do it yourself as well inside of there. So that would be the start of it, is just seeing what needs to go next. And I'm building out my courses for next year, and because I've just got to put it somewhere where people can learn how to do it. And it doesn't take a lot. That's the misconception. I think everyone thinks like you need to be a online guru and pay $900 and $1,000 and $10,000 to learn how to do this. And you really don't. So I'll be providing that in 2025.
Well, you're one of the smartest people that I know. You are very creative. Every time I see you on Facebook, I mean, I am just, I'm so thrilled that you came on this call today too.
Thank you very much.
I have people, they're like, oh, James is going to be on. I'm like, you know, James? They're like, well, no, I only see him on Facebook or whatever. And and like, he has some great stuff. And I'm like, yeah, he's going to be on. So I got one question, then I'll let you go, James. Thanks for jumping on too. AI. Your thoughts? There are a lot of companies out there, or not a lot. There's a few companies, one in particular, that's basically, I don't know if they're white labeling it with a lot of other companies, but it seems like I use ChatGPT, the $20 a month version, and market research and creating images, yada yada. It seems to work for me. I use it more as my personal assistant versus, you know, calling someone up, say, you can just just use that. What are your thoughts and your feelings on AI? Yeah, just what are your thoughts and feelings on the whole AI thing?
It's a hot topic, and I might ruffle some feathers, so I'll try to be quick about it. I think AI is one of those things that you should not pay anybody for, except ChatGPT or something very simple, because AI is going to grow so fast. It's like social media back in the day when everyone was a guru and they all knew the algorithm. The algorithm changes faster than anything. Facebook is literally run by AI now. There's not people that actually run Facebook. So AI is just going to grow so fast. Anything that you're paying for today going to be obsolete in 6 months from now. You can use AI to do things better. I think the policing of AI is going to get bigger and bigger, because even on Facebook and Instagram right now, it can pick up that you're using ChatGPT and can blacklist you if you don't say that you're using it. Or if you do something on ChatGPT and you don't adjust it enough, and then you put it on Facebook. So there's some programs out there that, you know, they'll go, hey, you know, take a picture and we'll AI it for you and give you the text for it, and then you can post that. They don't, you can get blacklisted for that. And so you have to be really careful with what you put, especially anything on Meta. Now, TikTok and other things, not so much, because they're not really watching out for that. LinkedIn, not so much. But Meta, anything on AI has got to be really regulated. And I just think we're going to see over the next few years where you're going to be looking for check marks that tell people that you're not AI. So that's where I think
interesting.
Going, because again, within 3 years, I don't even know if it's that long, but within 3 years, you're going to get on social media and not know what you're looking at is real or fake. It's just how it's going to be. It's already like that. It's already like that. And so now I think it's about being as more real as anything. I think in our profession in network marketing, I actually think we're going old school. I think we're going back to being in person again, because you just can't trust anything on Facebook or social media. Half of it is fake anyway. So I think people are going to come back and want to be around humans again. There was a company, or not company, a movie. I'll end on this, called Surrogates. If you never watched it, with Bruce Willis, Surrogates. And the whole thing was that these people all stayed in their little pods at home, and then they had these like perfect people that would go out and live in the world. That's kind of where we're going with the whole meta and AI and VR and all that stuff. I just think this is a time, if you're in this space, if you're in sales, get back around people, and get off social media, because I don't think it'll be what you feel it is today in a year or 2 years from now. We'll be walking around with Google glasses or Ray-Bans, because now Facebook bought into Ray-Ban, and I
have some.
Yeah, and you have some. So that'll become the norm. Like, that'll be in everything. That won't just be in one glasses. It'll be in glasses, contact lenses. It's going to get creepy, people. So yeah, there's my snippet of AI, because I've gone down the road and I use it every day, but I use it very sparingly and for very specific purposes. So
thank you for sharing that.
Good feedback.
All right, guys.
Thanks, James. All right,
Thank you so
thank
much
you,
for having
buddy.
me.
Talk to you soon. You're welcome. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So anything we want to wrap up with? Anything anybody wants to discuss? Or, I mean, we got a few people on here who probably can kind of give some feedback too, or
I think it was, I think by each of us having a guest today was a great idea, Jeff,
Yeah.
because we got to hear different perspectives from all three of them. And I'd like to see us continue inviting a guest and having them talk a little bit about their businesses. I think that was, I think we can get great value from that.
and you guys are all welcome back too. So if you find value in this and you find that this is good exposure for you, personally, Jessica, I think this is excellent exposure for you. Because we have you just don't have one person's reach, you have a few other people's reach, all on the platforms. So, and then I am recording this, so if you ever wanted to share it with someone, say, you know what, we just did this kind of this mastermind thing, and this is this does a better job of me, just watch this. So
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, so yeah, our pleasure.
And
Brett,
thanks
we
for
wish
having
we
me too.
yeah, we wish we'd see you,
Yeah.
but we know you're out there plugging away.
One of these days
so.
you will.
We look forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you for joining us, everybody.
Yes, thank
All right,
you.
guys. Take care.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.